Hello.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Student Union Welcome Talk. So I am Abby and I'm the Vice President of Activities, and I am joined today by Amina. So we are going to talk to you a little bit about our Students' Union. So what is a Students' Union? We are an independent company from the university. We are a charity and we are led by elected officers. So basically every year, normally around February, March time, there is a large election on campus and you will normally see plenty of people running around in campaign outfits and posters and banners and things like that, trying to get student votes to be elected into the Students' Union. So we have 5 student officers. We have Lucy, who is our Wellbeing and Community. We have Amina, who is our Vice President International. Georgia, who is our Vice President Education, and she is also our lead officer this year. Myself, and I am Vice President of Activities. And then we have Bailey, who is our Campaigns and Environment. So we are here to make sure that your experience in Lincoln is the best that it can be. So anything that you need throughout your time here at Lincoln, we will be here to listen. We will be here to listen to you and then take action and make sure that you have the best experience that you possibly can do. So now I will go over to Amina, who is going to talk to you all about representation.
So at your Students' Union, we have various types of representation for students to be part of. So we have starting from academic representation, we have course reps in various colleges and schools, and this course rep sits in your classes to just make sure that if you have any feedback regarding your models or your courses and need any type of improvement, they would feedback to Georgia, who is your Vice President Education, because Georgia sits on various academic committees to make sure that your academic interest is really represented, and then you are given the best support you can get for your time of study here. We have Campaign Network, which Bailey, the Vice President for Environment and Campaign sits on. So with Campaign, she just ensures that she empowers students to become activists and then strive for positive change. So we have the LGBT officer, the disabilities officer, the BAME officer, and the women's officer sitting within the Campaign Network. So if you want to strive for positive change, you would be wanting to join the Campaign Network. We have the Wellbeing Network, because we know sometimes traveling and leaving your family, either within the UK, anywhere around the world, can be quite lonely. So we have the Wellbeing Network to make sure that you are part of a network that caters for the well-being of students, and then you are part of something that enables other students to feel at home and welcome in Lincoln. We have the International Students Association, which is under my remit. Basically, it's a network that allows international students to meet, engage, share feedback regarding their time of study here, and it's a network that all international students are automatically enrolled into, but it's not meant for only international students. Home students are also welcome to be part of this network so they can help bridge and promote integration. We have the Postgraduate Students Association, because we know a lot of PG students do not really engage in activities or access services within the university. We've created this association where you can meet each other and then also share feedback through your Vice President Education. Generally, overall representation for each and every student, just to make sure that you have a better experience while studying here. And then the Students' Union, we provide an advice center for you, where we have free independent professionals who would give you impartial advice from academic to finance, housing, and welfare. So if you have any issues with academic, let's say you are not sure of how to access certain academic materials like your ECs and anything regarding academics that you are quite unsure of, we'll be there to provide you and give you the right signposting or direction. we have finance advice that we give to students, because we know sometimes it's not easy to like have like the budgeting skills, or you may have finance issues where we would be able to provide you with any sort of advice that you may need. Housing, which is quite a big thing for us this year, because we have the accreditation scheme that we would provide you with any assistance to read through your tenancy agreement and any information that you're just quite unsure regarding to housing. And we are just there to support you, to give you like the best advice that you can get. With welfare, because we are concerned about your well-being as well. We are there to make sure that if you have any issues about being lonely or worried about anything, just come into the advice center, and then we'll be there to support you. We also have online bookings where you can book a slot, and then we'll still give you advice remotely.
Perfect. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about sports societies and academic societies. So we have over 150 sports and societies for you to choose from. If you have any questions about any of this that we've been talking about, please do comment on the Facebook Live, or if you are on Slido, you can also ask questions on there. So we have so many opportunities for you to choose from in terms of this remit. So in terms of sports, just to kind of go through a couple that might interest you, we have hockey, we have cricket, we have cheerleading, pole dancing, canoe and kayak, mountaineering, so many different opportunities. In terms of societies, we have British Sign Language, we have Big Band, we have book club, eco society, so many, again, different societies for interests and things that you can choose from. And then our academic societies, there are pretty much an academic society for every school, and this is brilliant. So we have the Law Society, we have Maths and Physics Society, we have the Medical Society. Again, all of these are extra opportunities that you can get involved in whilst you're at Lincoln. So the sorts of things that you can get involved in sports-wise, we have competitive sport and social sport, and all of the training can happen either at our university sports centre or off campus at external facilities. There is a weekly competition called Books, and obviously because of the current situation, this has been postponed until January, but we're still hoping that we can have a competitive element of sport in semester B. And then we also have social sports, so an opportunity if you want to go down to the sports centre and pick up a badminton racket or go and play five-a-side football if you want to with your friends. And we also have a new cycle scheme as well, which is fantastic at the Students' Union. So you can hire a bike for a short period of time or for the whole year if you want to help you get around campus and Lincoln. In terms of societies and academic societies, they range from other events, so events in person or quizzes, extra reading materials for an academic society, guest lectures, having people coming in and talking to you, and also 8 out of 10 Swans, which is our monthly quiz, which all of our societies and academic societies can get involved in. So there are plenty of things that our sports societies and academic societies can provide to you. And also, if you have an interest that we don't currently provide, for example, figure skating, we don't currently have a figure skating sport team, but if that's something that you're really interested in and you want to set one up, then we can absolutely help you to do that for you this year. So now we're going to go over to Amina to talk all about other opportunities here at Lincoln.
So lots of opportunities for you to experience. So starting with the Duke of Edinburgh Gold Award, if you started this in college and you haven't been able to complete it, the good news is that you can do that here, and we are one of the few student unions that provide you with the gold opportunity to be able to do this here. Volunteering within the community, within the university. I, for one, took part in volunteering within the community and the university. But because of COVID, we are trying to make sure that we provide you with volunteering opportunities, which you'll be able to do remotely, just to make sure everyone is being safe. Work experience, you can get that within the university. We can signpost you to like the careers and employability team that would also like provide you with support with working on your CV and just signposting you in the right direction. the student union also have employed student staff. One of our vice presidents was actually a student staff, and then she will tell you how much she enjoyed being a student staff. So something you might be interested in. You can volunteer to take part in the Pen Pal scheme by which allows you to meet international students. So just pairing international students who are coming into the UK probably for the first time, and then getting to meet people or students who have been here over a period of time or who are from the UK as well. And you can talk about cultural differences, experiences, and just life within the university, just to make them feel at home and welcome when they arrive. And it will interest you to know that all the student leaders have pen pals, which Abby is really, really excited about. And skills log, basically at the end of this PowerPoint, is just to let you know that for every opportunity that you take part in as a student, it adds and sums up to your skills log, which can be found on the Students Union website. So basically, the skills log gives you the opportunity to add up hours of volunteering that you've done, work experiences that you've done, and then it collates it. And at the end of your time of study, this can be added or printed onto your CV, just for employers to see how much of skills you've acquired during your time of study. So like, it's something that you'll be happy to use, and then it helps so much at the end of your studies.
Fantastic, thank you. And now we're going to talk a little bit about our student union venues. So we have 4 venues across the campus, and they all range and have different niches, which is great. So loads of things for you to kind of choose from. So we will start with the Swan. The Swan is kind of, we describe as your like local pub. They have pool, and it's kind of like a perfect place for you to kind of grab food between lectures or go after a long day for a pint. So yes, absolutely would recommend going to the Swan. It is currently open, the same with Towers and the Engine Shed. They all opened yesterday. So if you are in Lincoln and you fancy popping down, please do come along and say hello. We have Towers, which we again describe as the kind of sports bar. So we play loads of different sports in Towers, from football, NFL, and basically anything. If you think, oh, there's a game on and I'm really interested, we can do everything that we can to make sure that we can play that for you. So definitely would recommend you popping down to Towers again and saying hello. And then we have the Engine Shed. So this is where we have in a I would say a normal year, all of our weekly club nights. So we have Quack, which happens on a Wednesday, and we have a range of things from like live music and things like that. Obviously, in the current times, we have repurposed the Engine Shed to make sure it's COVID secure. So we'll be doing quizzes. We have got a comedy night. We're also doing crazy golf and things like that. So if you are interested in getting involved in any of those things, I know that there are events that you can come to, and you can find that all out on the SU website. And then finally, we have the Barge, which is our premium cocktail bar, and it is literally on a boat on the water by the Brayford. So if you haven't arrived yet in Lincoln, when you come to Lincoln, you will absolutely see that the campus is right next to something called the Brayford, which is a beautiful like waterscape and has loads of restaurants and things like that. And you will see our wonderful barge on the water as well. And then finally, just before we go on to the final slide, we have something called Student Orders, which is our new app. And this is basically where you can order food from Towers and the Swan to your table. And in the Engine Shed. So when you're sat at the table, there'll be a QR code for you to scan, get onto the Student Orders app, and order food and drink to where you're sat. You can also get it delivered to places on campus and your accommodation, as long as you are within 3 miles of campus. So it's perfect for that early morning breakfast burger, or when you're sat in one of our venues and you want some food or drink. So yeah, this is perfect. This is something that we've only recently started, but hopefully it will really be popular with our students. So yeah, so most importantly, please do say hello. We have so many things that you can like contact us through. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, by email, or now we have WhatsApp. Very exciting. And then obviously all of the information that we have and you want a bit more information about, you can find on the Lincoln SU website as well. Hopefully you will see us, the student leaders around campus. We normally wear red. So if you do need anything while you're here, please do come and talk to us, because that's what we're here for. And we will hopefully make sure that your time here at Lincoln is the best that it possibly can be. So now I'm going to stop sharing this presentation and we are going to bring in our wonderful sports officer, who is Kat. Hi, Kat.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Yes, all good, thank you. Wonderful. So now we have 15-20 minutes or so for you to ask any questions that you have. So if you do have a question, you can either comment on the Facebook if you're watching on Facebook now, or you can go to Slido, so it's sli.do, and enter the room number, which is below, so 25754. So you can ask any questions and we will do everything that we can to make sure that we can answer them for you. So we do have a couple of questions from Belle. So how do you join the Students' Union? This is a great question, and you actually I guess automatically get opted into join the Students' Union when you join being a student here at Lincoln. So that is obviously a wonderful opportunity for you all. So you can automatically be part of a Students' Union. But another question that we do normally get asked a lot is about how you can join our other opportunities. So how can you join a sports and society? How can you join the campaigns network, etc. So Kat, I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about how people can join being in sports and societies this year.
Yes, so obviously this year's a bit different. Normally through Freshers Week, you would go to a fair and you would be able to speak to sports societies, committees, and kind of get a bit more information. This year we are doing virtual fairs, so they are currently on the Lincoln Students' Union website. As soon as it pops up, they are there. So for example, if you wanted to join a sport this year, what you do is you join the virtual sports fair, and then you'd look at what sports are available. They're all split into categories to make it a lot easier to decide what you actually want to do. And what you can do this year is you can either register your interest, which informs the sport that you are interested, and they can reach out to you or you can reach out to them, ask any questions, or you can join automatically. I know that a lot of sports are still waiting to do their trials to make sure they know what team you're on. So maybe send them a message first before you join, just to make sure that you're not joining before anything else. But other than that, as soon as you've clicked join, you are a part of the team and you will make a family, basically.
Perfect, thank you. So just out of interest and kind of open the question up to both Amina and Kat, were either of you part of a sports society, campaigns network, or ISA as a student? So Amina?
For me, I think automatically I was part of ISA, but unfortunately, I didn't join a sport, which I somehow regret, because then later I found out how interesting it would have been to have joined a sport. So don't be like Amina and stay in the ISA. I mean, look through the sports and societies that are available for you, and then join some so you can start making friends at the early stages.
And Kat?
So I was lucky enough to join cheerleading in my first year. I'd never done it before university, but my sister had done it at uni and it looked so fun. So as soon as I saw it on at Freshers Fair, I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I ended up joining in my first year, and it was really fun. I absolutely loved it. And then decided I'm going to carry it on throughout my uni experience. So in my second year, I joined it again, and I was lucky enough to be a coach for the team. So I was awarded my coaching qualification. So I was able to coach my own team with the help of the Students' Union, because they part fund some coaching qualifications. So I was really grateful for that opportunity. And then last year, in my third year, I was able to be president of the society, which was even more exciting. And even though the year was cut short because of, obviously, COVID, I still had one of the best years of my life. And I'm so gutted that obviously this year is a bit, I don't know, letting down the sports side of life, but we can still have fun as a team.
Absolutely, thank you. And just a little bit about the sport that I joined. I joined netball in my first year. Very, very lucky indeed to get into one of the 4 teams that they have. I remember having to go through like 3 trials processes, so it was quite a lot, but genuinely really enjoyed it and have met some friends for life, definitely friends that I still talk to now, even though I have graduated. So yeah, I absolutely loved it and would definitely recommend joining a sports team or a society or the Campaigns Network, the Wellbeing Network, anything that you can get involved in just to really make your student experience the best that it can be. So another question is, will there be any opportunities to work for the Students' Union? Again, Kat, perfectly placed question for you. Would you like to answer that?
Yes, so there's lots of opportunities for students to get involved in working for the Students' Union. For example, I work for the Swan. I worked there all of last year. And again, it was one of the best things I could have done. Like, you meet so many more new people. You get to experience like nights where you're a student, but you also get to watch other students have fun. It's just a really good opportunity. The staff are amazing. And it's not like a job will take over your life, because obviously they know that you're a university student, they know you have other commitments, they kind of help you with that. If you've got any issues with uni or with normal life, they're always there, always put a smile on your face as soon as you walk into the Swan. And I know that you can work for all of the venues. I'm not sure when they happen, but as soon as you see an opportunity and you want to do it, definitely take it.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely agree. And there are also student staff positions at our reception as well. So like Kat said, if you do see any opportunities online, please do take them. So we have another couple of questions, a lot about sports and societies. So one of them is, do I need to bring a badminton racket to play? I do think if you are joining, if you're joining like the competitive team, I guess they would probably recommend that you bring your own racket, especially if you're going to be playing a couple of times a week. However, I do know that there are badminton rackets that you can use when you arrive, so don't worry too much about that. Also, another couple of questions. So do we have to pay to join a society? So all of the societies and sports kind of charge what they think is appropriate for their activities that they plan. Each society ranges from probably about £6 or £7 all the way up to probably, I don't know, £25, £30 for the year. In terms of sports teams can be more expensive in terms of books, fees, insurance and things like that, and kit and equipment. So sports teams as well range from probably about £15 all the way up to over £100 for the year. But this obviously covers all of those things that you need to be part of that sport or society for the year. I know the Campaigns Network is free to join. As Amina has already said, the ISA, you automatically get enrolled into that, so you don't need to pay to join that either. And you can join all through the Lincoln SU website. Another question is, how often do sports and societies meet? So Kat, would you like to answer that question as well? Obviously dependent on the ones that you were part of, but you are very well equipped to know how often sports and societies meet.
So again, I guess it kind of depends on what team you join. Some teams will train once a week. Some teams will train 4 or 5 times a week. It kind of depends how many teams there are on that sports team. So for example, cheerleading, I was on the competitive team not last year, but my second year. And we had training every Monday for 2 hours. But then we were also expected to attend extra training, especially towards March, April time when it was comp season, because obviously it's a bit stressful. But yeah, we were always expected to keep fit. So a lot of the times we used to go to the gym together as a team to, I don't know, just make ourselves more healthy. And then outside of training, we also used to meet most days for social aspects, whether it was just food, or whether it was a social, or if we just wanted to see each other because we were all friends. So that kind of depends on the sport.
Yes, definitely. But normally, like as Kat said, ranges from probably once a week to a couple of times a week, depending on whether it's a sport or a society. And another question from Becca, our societies officer, saying, not a question, but morning everyone and happy Societies Fair Day. Yay, that's so exciting. So if you haven't seen already, our Societies Fair is up and live on the SU website. So is our sports fair, that is also live, and the Campaigns Network, they're all currently live anyway, and they're available for you to kind of click through, have a look at the opportunities that we have, find out a bit more information through the description and photos and videos. But today for societies, there is an opportunity for you to ask questions live to the committee members. So if you do go onto the SU website, click on the Societies Fair, let's say you go to the Peace of Mind Society, which Becca, our societies officer, is the president of, and you can say, hi, I hope you're well. How much is it to join? How often do you meet? What sorts of events do you do? I'm really interested. And then someone from the committee can actually answer those questions for you live on the chat box. So it's very exciting, something we haven't done before, but something that we hope is really successful today. So please do have a look at that. Okay, so we'll go to another question. Oh, this is a good one. What is your favorite thing to do in Lincoln? So Amina, what is your favorite thing to do?
I think I like taking long walks, but now that the weather is changing, I have to find something different to do, which probably is going to the gym. So I like to go to the gym to like work out sometimes, just to stay fit.
Absolutely. Cycling?
Yeah, and then that's why you need to be part of our cycling scheme. So yeah, bike ride.
Fabulous. And Kat, what's your favourite thing to do in Lincoln?
Oh, there's so many. I really like taking walks up to the cathedral and around the castle, mainly just to appreciate what's in Lincoln. I know you're only here for a short amount of time. And just every time I see the cathedral and castle, I just can't believe it. I don't know why. I've been here for 3 years, and every time I see it, I'm like, wow. But I just love taking walks up there, especially through like the little side streets, taking like a drink or some lunch up there and just sitting in the castle. I quite like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have had a question saying, which areas would you recommend walking in? So obviously you said the cathedral, Kat, but is there any other places that are good to walk in Lincoln?
There is the Arboretum, which is very nice to walk around. It's just down off of Monks Road. We had a social there, and it was very nice to just walk down there and have like some time. You can always take a picnic, or if it's raining, just take a raincoat. There's I quite like the walk down the Brayford and just through town really as well. If you keep looking around, you'll find lots of hidden gems.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think there are just loads of other things in Lincoln, like across the water. There are loads of restaurants that you can go to. We also have bowling, Lincoln Bowl. That's one of my favorite places to go to. I love bowling. So there are definitely loads of things that you can get involved in Lincoln. Another great question, and very important for students who are arriving in Lincoln. What grocery shops are there around the campus? Amina, do you want to take this one?
I think there are lots around. So like the closest one is probably Tesco. So there's Tesco, there's Poundland, there's Iceland, there's those are the ones around, and there's Spar, but I'm not sure you can get much from Spar. That one would have to be like a quick fix for food. But there are other grocery shops that are probably a walking distance, like probably 10-15 to 20 minutes walk outside of campus, which is Aldi, Lidl, Morrison's. Morrison's is really close to the university as well. So yeah, and Asda.
Yes.
So lots of places to go to.
Yeah, loads. Okay, so another question is, what events are there for Welcome Week, and which ones are you excited about? Oh, good question. Amina, what events are you excited about for Welcome Week?
I think I was really excited about the first quiz we had, which was good. We have the bike tours. Really excited about that. And then the Crazy Golf too. I'm not going to spoil the shine for everyone. I'm just trying to leave some for Kat and Abby to also pick from. So I'll just stop right here.
No, that's all good. Kat, what about you?
I know that I'm really excited for the street food markets. I absolutely love food. I will spend all day eating if I could. So a street food festival is the best place. And also Crazy Bingo. I think that would be a really cool addition to this year.
Yeah, I am very excited for Crazy Bingo. It's something that we haven't done before, but we are going to see how it goes. I know us as the student leaders will be hosting that event, and it's the first one. I do know as well, a little bit of a trade secret is that there are going to be some quack ducks at Crazy Bingo. So if you look at Kat's face, so if you are a previous student, you will know the importance of a quack duck. So yeah, make sure that you get your ticket. Yeah, absolutely beautiful, beautiful quack duck. If I was at home, I would be able to scoop all of mine out and show you.
Mine are all like laid out on my shelf, just ready.
Absolutely. So that is happening, and yeah, absolutely. I'm very, very excited for that as well. Right. So, okay, a very, very good question. The Swans live on the Brayford. How do you recommend bribing them to be nice? Don't go too close to them. I don't really know. Like they are genuine. Well, I personally have never had an issue with a swan, although they do terrify me because they just like move so quickly and they flap around a lot. It just makes me feel a little bit nervous. But yeah, probably I'd say bribing them. I probably wouldn't feed them because then it will just promote them to like follow you, and no one needs that in their life. So probably the best thing is just do a little circle around them or a U-turn if you're not interested. But it's a very good question. Another one, very good. I love getting loads and loads of questions, and I appreciate this, filling the time. So what things do you recommend doing with flatmates? Amina, what do you reckon?
I think you can play games, board games or stuff like that. You could even have like a cookout just to know what each person's preferences. I think that would be interesting to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Kat?
I'd say with flatmates, to bond, I think the best thing to do is cook together, definitely, because you find how they react in the kitchen, and you know who likes to do what job and whether anyone doesn't like to do certain things. But definitely cooking, maybe food shopping as well. It seems a bit silly if you're all buying the same thing. You may as well all go food shopping, and if you can, just do one big food shop for the week, and just go for food. Really,
definitely food. There's a theme. There's a food theme. And I would recommend just the same as what Kat said. When you do get into your flat, you might find out that you've got like 6 cheese graters, and no one needs that many cheese graters. So if you move to Lincoln and potentially don't bring too much stuff, you could then all go to Wilkinson's or Home Bargains and do a massive shop for things that you need in your flat. But you probably will find out that you don't need it because you'll have a couple of toasty makers and loads of spatulas and things like that. I know that when I moved in, like we had I think 16 wooden spoons, and I was like, we don't need this many wooden spoons. But we never got rid of any of them, so we just had one pot for wooden spoons. So there you go. Right. Any advice for having a small student budget when balancing nights out and nights in? Again, a very good question. I guess students, well, with a 10 p.m. curfew, hopefully this will help you to budget because you can't drink out that long. So it's all good. Definitely good for students with small budgets. I guess just like really think about the money that you're spending and whether you're getting anything back from the money that you're spending. There are, to be fair, in Lincoln, we're actually really lucky that a lot of our pubs and bars and things like that are quite cheap, I would say, in comparison to a lot of places. Yeah, I'm getting a nod. I'm glad that I don't think that it's expensive. It's actually quite cheap for drinks and things. So hopefully you won't have too much of an issue with that. But definitely balancing nights in and nights out, you want to make sure that you're not going out every night, because eventually freshers flu is a thing, and you will maybe end up bedbound with a cold because you've been out every night. Although again, if you're getting home at 10 o'clock, you'll do a good job to get freshers flu, so maybe not. But you can definitely like bulk buy food and have cook-ins and things like that, watch Netflix, do quizzes and all of those things, and they don't cost anything. So that's very, very good. Are you doing another online event tonight? Yes, we are. We have a Netflix watch party this evening, which you can join. All of the information is on the SU website. We also have an online event tomorrow. We're doing another quiz. So if you like a quiz, please do get involved. I think we had 86 teams or something last night at the quiz, which is crazy. It's so good. So if you do want to pop along and get another opportunity of winning a 500, oh Lord, no, a £50 Domino's. Imagine having a £500 Domino's voucher. That would last you the year. Then you wouldn't have to budget, because that's all you'd eat. A £50 Domino's voucher. That is up for grabs. I think every night this week, actually. So please do come along. Another question. What do you do to be festive closer to Christmas? Oh, that makes my heart so warm. What does everyone do around Christmas time? Kat?
Normally, we would obviously go to the Christmas market, but that's not on this year, which is really sad. I know that we normally just kind of try and decorate the flat on a student budget. We can normally have like a tiny like 2-foot Christmas tree and some like cheap tinsel. But just try and like make yourself feel Christmassy, because then everyone around you will. And especially in like sports and societies, we'd normally have like Christmas socials where we'd all like dress up as elves or Christmas trees or just the most random things ever. And I knew that as soon as they would come, like, it's definitely time for Christmas, like, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Amina, what sorts of things do you do to be festive?
So I know last year I went up the Christmas market for the first time, which was really good. Unfortunately, that may not be the case this year, but ISA did have Christmas cards last Christmas, and we are hoping to do something similar to that this year as well, so we can be in the mood. Probably I know I like to get like the Santa hat on, and I'm sure I'll be doing the same this Christmas. Yeah,
absolutely. I think as well, what helps me is always going to Toby Carvery with my flatmates, because who doesn't love a Toby Carvery? Get all that turkey on the plate, have a Christmas dinner. And also, unless you have like 12 ovens, who can cook a Christmas dinner at home? I know we really struggled. We tried to cook a Christmas dinner last year, and only the top shelf of our oven worked near the end of the year. So it took us 3.5 hours to cook a Christmas dinner, because we had to cook everything separately. So go out for dinner, treat yourself. Okay, we have another question, just about joining sports and societies. Do you require payment when you sign up to them? So you can actually register your interest with the society before you pay. And this is all through the virtual fair platform. So if you are interested in kind of having a taster session with the society to find out, or the sports team that you are interested in it before you pay for the year, you can absolutely do that. We kind of recommend that you go to a taster session, and then if you are interested in joining, then you would pay to join that club afterwards. And where would I find more information about staying on campus during Christmas? That is a great question. I do believe that the university and the union have information about what kind of things that we do over Christmas period. I know last year we took a group of students down to London for the day to go Christmas shopping, and we also organised a Christmas dinner for students who are still on campus. So there hopefully will be things that we can do for you if you are interested on staying on campus during Christmas time. So yeah, we've had so many questions today. It's so exciting. And thank you both Amina and Kat for joining this Facebook Live. I know there is another one tomorrow. Myself and Lucy will be doing the one tomorrow. So if you are interested in asking some more questions or finding some other things out, please do join us. But thanks for joining the Facebook Live today. And hopefully we will see you soon. Fingers crossed. Thank you.
Thank you.